And so I think this is a fresh start for a lot of people. It's a new era for a lot of people. They have a great people that they kept from last year who are young. They want to do the dirty work. They want to win. And then you have a lot of championship experience that are brought here. And
Professional basketball has always been a theater where legends are born. But rarely does the sport witness a convergence of talent and wisdom so profound that it threatens to redefine the very essence of the game. What unfolded in the Indiana Fever organization represents more than just a coaching change or a strategic pivot. It embodies a revolutionary moment where generational excellence meets institutional transformation. If you think Larry Bird would be the perfect coach for the Indiana Fever, drop a "Go Larry" in the comments below. Let's go! The story begins not with fanfare, but with quiet recognition of extraordinary potential. Caitlin Clark arrived in professional women's basketball, carrying expectations that would have crushed lesser athletes. Her collegiate career had already established her as a transformative figure, someone whose influence extended far beyond individual statistics or team victories. She possessed that rare quality that distinguishes true superstars from merely talented players, the ability to elevate everyone and everything around her through sheer force of will and basketball intelligence. From her inaugural professional appearance, Clark demonstrated an almost supernatural understanding of basketball dynamics. Her court vision seemed to operate on a different plane, identifying passing lanes and scoring opportunities that remained invisible to most observers until the moment she executed them. This wasn't simply athletic ability or learned skill. It was basketball intuition operating at its highest level, the kind of instinctive genius that emerges perhaps once in a generation. The immediate impact on the Indiana Fever organization was nothing short of extraordinary. A franchise that had struggled to maintain relevance suddenly found itself at the epicenter of basketball conversation. Season ticket sales that had languished for years exploded overnight. Corporate sponsors who had previously shown minimal interest began competing for association with the phenomenon Clark represented. The transformation wasn't gradual, it was seismic, reshaping every aspect of how the organization operated. Clark's influence extended into realms typically reserved for veteran executives and franchise legends. Her voice carried surprising weight in strategic discussions. Her opinions on player development were sought and valued, and her vision for the organization's future began shaping decisions at the highest levels. This level of institutional influence from a rookie was unprecedented, yet it felt natural given her obvious leadership capabilities and basketball wisdom. The cultural shift she catalyzed reached far beyond the confines of professional basketball. Her games became must-see events for audiences who had never previously engaged with women's professional sports. Celebrity attendance increased dramatically, social media engagement reached unprecedented levels, and television viewership soared to heights that surprised even the most optimistic industry projections. Clark had transformed women's basketball into appointment television. However, this meteoric rise also illuminated certain organizational challenges that would eventually demand resolution. The coaching philosophy that had been adequate for a rebuilding franchise suddenly seemed insufficient for maximizing the potential of generational talent. Stephanie White, despite her impressive credentials and proven track record, found herself navigating the complex challenge of coaching a player whose natural instincts sometimes conflicted with traditional systematic approaches. The philosophical tension became increasingly apparent as the season progressed. Clark's game thrived on improvisation, creative risk-taking, and split-second decision-making that consistently produced magical moments. Her basketball IQ operated at such an advanced level that she could identify and capitalize on opportunities that more conservative approaches might miss entirely. This instinctive style had been the foundation of her success throughout her amateur career and remained central to her professional excellence. White's coaching methodology, while successful in many contexts, emphasized structured execution and risk management. Her approach prioritized consistency and mistake avoidance, which sometimes limited the spontaneous brilliance that made Clark such a transcendent talent. The disconnect wasn't immediately obvious to casual observers, but basketball insiders began recognizing the subtle friction between natural genius and systematic constraint. Critical game situations highlighted these philosophical differences most clearly. Clark's desire to maintain aggressive offensive pressure and capitalize on momentum shifts sometimes clashed with more conservative strategic approaches that prioritized ball security and clock management. These moments revealed the inherent challenge of coaching a player whose greatest strengths might not align perfectly with conventional wisdom. The growing awareness of this tension sparked intense discussion throughout the basketball community. Analysts and former players began questioning whether different leadership might better unlock Clark's limitless potential. The conversations grew more frequent and more pointed as the season progressed, with many observers suggesting that maximizing such extraordinary talent might require equally extraordinary coaching approaches. Clark herself, while maintaining impeccable public professionalism, occasionally offered subtle hints about her perspective on player empowerment and strategic flexibility. Her comments about trusting instinctive decision-making and allowing natural basketball flow to develop organically were carefully worded but unmistakably pointed. These statements didn't go unnoticed by media members and fans who had become deeply invested in her continued development. The pressure for organizational change intensified as the gap between individual excellence and team strategic identity became more pronounced. Basketball insiders began circulating whispers about alternative approaches that might better suit Clark's unique talents. The consensus was building that something fundamental needed to change to fully realize the championship potential that seemed within reach. Into this complex situation stepped Larry Bird, a figure whose mere presence commands instant respect and attention throughout the basketball universe. Bird's legendary status transcends typical athletic achievement. He represents the pinnacle of basketball intelligence, competitive excellence, and strategic brilliance that defines true greatness. His involvement in any basketball situation automatically elevates its significance and credibility. Bird's connection to Indiana basketball runs deeper than professional accomplishment. It's embedded in his very identity. His humble origins in French Lick instilled the work ethic, competitive fire, and relentless pursuit of perfection that characterized every aspect of his career. These foundational values shaped his approach to basketball and life, creating the legend that continues to influence the sport decades after his retirement. His collegiate experience at Indiana State University remains one of basketball's most compelling narratives. The 1979 NCAA championship confrontation with Magic Johnson transcended sport, becoming a cultural touchstone that helped define an entire generation's relationship with basketball. That game demonstrated Bird's ability to rise to the most pressurized moments and deliver performances that would be remembered forever. The transition from player to coach and executive revealed additional dimensions of Bird's basketball genius. His understanding of strategy, player psychology, and organizational culture proved as advanced as his on-court abilities had been. During his tenure with the Indiana Pacers, he consistently demonstrated an ability to connect with contemporary players while implementing systems that maximize their individual and collective potential. Bird's executive experience further established his credentials as someone who understood every facet of building successful basketball organizations. His decisions regarding personnel, strategic direction, and long-term vision consistently reflected the same intelligence and foresight that had made him such an exceptional player. His track record of success across multiple roles within basketball organizations is virtually unmatched. The prospect of Bird bringing his extensive expertise to women's professional basketball represents something genuinely unprecedented in sports history. His involvement would signal that the highest levels of basketball knowledge recognize the WNBA as deserving elite coaching talent. This validation could fundamentally transform how the entire league is perceived by players, fans, media, and potential future coaches. Bird's coaching philosophy, refined through decades of high-level basketball experience, emphasizes empowering talented players within well-designed strategic frameworks. He believes in providing gifted athletes the freedom to make instinctive decisions while ensuring they have the systematic support necessary for sustained success. This approach seems perfectly aligned with Clark's exceptional abilities and natural playing style. The potential partnership between Bird and Clark represents a fascinating convergence of basketball excellence across different eras and contexts. Bird's fundamental understanding of the game, combined with Clark's modern athleticism and court vision, could create something entirely revolutionary in professional basketball. Their collaboration might establish new paradigms for player-coach relationships in contemporary sports. Bird's involvement would bring instant credibility and national attention to the Indiana Fever that extends far beyond typical coaching appointments. His presence would guarantee extensive media coverage, increased television viewership, and heightened interest from casual sports fans who might not otherwise follow women's professional basketball. The marketing and promotional possibilities would be unprecedented in league history. The basketball community's response to this potential partnership has been overwhelmingly enthusiastic, with analysts and former players recognizing the enormous possibilities for both individual and organizational success. The combination of Bird's proven developmental abilities and Clark's unlimited potential creates opportunities that extend far beyond what either might accomplish independently. For Clark specifically, collaborating with someone of Bird's caliber represents an extraordinary opportunity to accelerate her growth as both a player and a leader. Bird's experience managing pressure, navigating expectations, and performing in crucial moments could provide invaluable guidance as Clark continues establishing herself as the premier face of women's professional basketball. The organizational implications for the Indiana Fever are equally profound. Bird's involvement would elevate the franchise's profile to previously unimaginable heights, creating opportunities for increased revenue, enhanced facilities, and improved player recruitment. The team would instantly become one of the most closely watched and discussed franchises in all of professional sports. From a league-wide perspective, this partnership could catalyze broader growth and development within the WNBA. The increased attention and credibility that Bird's presence would generate might attract other high-profile figures to consider involvement in women's professional basketball, creating a positive cycle of recognition and investment that could transform the entire competitive landscape. The cultural significance extends beyond basketball into broader discussions about gender, athletics, and opportunity. Bird's willingness to commit his expertise to the WNBA would represent a powerful statement about the value and potential of women's professional sports. His involvement might inspire other legendary figures from various athletic disciplines to consider similar contributions to women's athletics. The potential impact on young athletes, particularly girls dreaming of professional basketball careers, cannot be understated. Witnessing someone of Bird's stature fully committed to women's basketball would send an unmistakable message about the legitimacy and importance of their aspirations. This could inspire increased participation and investment in women's basketball development at every level. The business implications are equally compelling. Bird's involvement would likely attract new corporate sponsors, television partners, and media opportunities that could fundamentally transform the economic foundation of the entire league. The increased visibility and enhanced credibility might open revenue streams that have remained largely inaccessible to women's professional basketball for decades. However, this unprecedented partnership also carries significant pressure and expectations. The basketball world will monitor closely to determine whether this extraordinary collaboration can fulfill its enormous potential. Both Bird and Clark will face intense scrutiny as they work to establish their professional relationship and implement their shared competitive vision. The success of this partnership could establish a blueprint for other organizations and leagues seeking to maximize star player potential through innovative leadership approaches. Conversely, any significant struggles or philosophical conflicts could reinforce existing skepticism about unconventional coaching arrangements and high-profile collaborative partnerships. The timeline for implementing this transformative vision remains somewhat uncertain, but anticipation continues building throughout the basketball community. Fans, media representatives, and industry professionals are eagerly awaiting developments in this story and speculating about its potential impact on the future trajectory of professional basketball. The Indiana Fever organization finds itself positioned at the center of a basketball revolution that could fundamentally reshape our understanding of coaching, player development, and organizational structure in professional athletics. The convergence of Clark's transcendent talent and Bird's legendary expertise creates possibilities that extend far beyond traditional competitive expectations. Looking toward the future, this partnership has already altered the conversation surrounding women's professional basketball in ways that will generate lasting impact, regardless of specific on-court outcomes. The Indiana Fever has positioned itself as a pioneer in a new era of sports leadership, innovation, and collaborative excellence that may well define the next generation of professional athletics. The developments emerging from this unprecedented collaboration will likely influence how professional sports organizations approach talent cultivation, coaching philosophy, and player empowerment for years to come. The basketball world observes with tremendous anticipation as history prepares to unfold in ways that nobody could have predicted just months ago, promising to deliver transformative changes that will resonate throughout the sport for generations to come. The strategic implications of this partnership extend into territory that professional basketball has never explored before. Bird's approach to game preparation, which combines meticulous attention to fundamental details with sophisticated strategic adaptation, could provide Clark with the perfect framework to maximize her natural abilities while continuing to expand her already impressive skill set. His experience managing superstar personalities and egos could prove invaluable in helping Clark navigate the increasing pressures and expectations that accompany her rising profile. The developmental aspects of their potential collaboration are particularly intriguing. Bird's reputation for identifying and nurturing talent could accelerate Clark's evolution from exceptional rookie to legendary franchise cornerstone. His understanding of what separates good players from great ones and great players from transformational figures could provide Clark with insights that typically take years of professional experience to acquire naturally. The psychological dimension of their partnership cannot be overlooked. Bird's mental toughness and competitive resilience are legendary throughout basketball circles. His ability to perform under extreme pressure and deliver in clutch moments could serve as an invaluable model for Clark as she continues facing increasingly intense scrutiny and expectations. Learning to manage the mental aspects of superstardom from someone who mastered them at the highest level represents an extraordinary opportunity. From a tactical standpoint, Bird's strategic creativity and adaptability could unlock new dimensions of Clark's already versatile game. His understanding of spacing, timing, and basketball geometry could help Clark identify even more opportunities to impact games through her exceptional court vision and passing ability. The combination of her natural instincts with his systematic knowledge could produce innovations that influence how basketball is played at every level. The mentorship aspect extends beyond purely basketball considerations. Bird's experience navigating media responsibilities, commercial opportunities, and public expectations could provide Clark with crucial guidance as she continues building her personal brand and expanding her influence beyond the court. His ability to maintain authenticity while managing increasing public attention could serve as a valuable template for her continued development. The competitive fire that defined Bird's playing career could serve as both inspiration and instruction for Clark as she pursues championship aspirations. His unwavering commitment to excellence and refusal to accept anything less than peak performance could push Clark to discover new levels of her already impressive capabilities. The combination of her natural talent with his demanding standards could produce results that exceed even the most optimistic projections. The innovative potential of their collaboration extends into areas that could revolutionize how professional basketball approaches player development and team building. Their partnership might establish new models for integrating superstar talent into organizational structures while maximizing both individual achievement and team success. These innovations could influence coaching philosophies and organizational strategies throughout professional sports. The educational value of their partnership for other players, coaches, and organizations cannot be understated. Observing how two basketball minds of such exceptional quality work together could provide lessons that benefit the entire sport. Their collaboration might inspire new approaches to player-coach relationships that emphasize mutual respect, shared vision, and collaborative excellence. The technological and analytical aspects of modern basketball could be enhanced by their partnership. Bird's traditional basketball wisdom, combined with Clark's comfort with contemporary analytical tools, could produce insights that bridge generational gaps in understanding the sport. Their ability to integrate classic basketball principles with modern data and technology could establish new standards for strategic preparation and game analysis. The global impact of their partnership could extend the reach of women's professional basketball into markets and demographics that have remained largely untapped. The combination of Bird's international recognition and Clark's growing global profile could attract attention from fans, sponsors, and media outlets worldwide, potentially transforming the WNBA into a truly international sporting phenomenon. The long-term legacy implications are staggering to consider. If successful, their partnership could be remembered as the moment when women's professional basketball achieved true equality with its male counterpart in terms of attention, respect, and commercial viability. The precedent they establish could influence gender equity in professional sports for decades to come, inspiring similar collaborative efforts across various athletic disciplines. The pressure to succeed under such intense scrutiny could either strengthen their partnership or create challenges that test their collaborative resolve. Managing expectations while building their working relationship will require exceptional communication, mutual respect, and shared commitment to their ultimate goals. The basketball world will be watching every development with unprecedented interest. The financial ramifications extend beyond the immediate impact on the Indiana Fever organization. Success could attract investment capital that transforms the economic foundation of women's professional basketball. New revenue streams, enhanced broadcast deals, and increased corporate partnerships could elevate the entire league to previously unimaginable financial stability and growth potential. The social and cultural significance of their partnership transcends sports, potentially influencing broader conversations about leadership, collaboration, and excellence across various fields. Their ability to combine different generations of expertise while maintaining mutual respect could serve as a model for organizational leadership in business, education, and other professional contexts. The inspirational impact on young athletes extends beyond basketball into other sports and activities. Witnessing the successful collaboration between legendary expertise and emerging talent could encourage young people to seek mentorship opportunities and embrace learning from those who have achieved excellence before them. This could foster a culture of intergenerational collaboration that benefits society broadly. As this extraordinary story continues to unfold, one certainty emerges above all others: the convergence of Caitlin Clark's transcendent talent and Larry Bird's legendary wisdom represents a unique moment in sports history. Their partnership embodies the potential for greatness that exists when exceptional ability meets proven guidance, creating possibilities that neither could achieve alone. The basketball world stands poised to witness something truly special, something that could redefine what we believe possible in professional athletics. The stage is set, the players are in position, and history awaits the unfolding of what promises to be one of the most compelling chapters ever written in the annals of professional basketball.